Hey, this is Dan with Echo, and we're going to show you how to hook up the HomeCam 720 to your app real quick through this video. We're going to walk you through it step by step. It's very simple to do. If you follow the directions I'm about to show you, you can have your cam up and operational within 10 or 15 minutes. It's very simple to do. So the first thing you want to pull out of the box is the cam, the Ethernet cord, and also the power supply. Now there's some screws and there's a mounting bracket in case you want to mount it permanently, like up on the cabinet or up on a wall. We're not going to cover that obviously, but we are going to cover how to hook up your cam to your local network, then hook it up to Wi-Fi, and then also cover some different settings like your username and password settings, and also the SD card. Now one thing I want to bring up is with the HomeCam 720, the max size SD card you can have it's a micro SD card. The max size you can have is a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. Now if you don't have a micro SD card, you can go to echocams.com, go to our store, and you can purchase them there. But we're going to show you how to put that SD card in and then how to format it too as well on the app. Now before we get started on connecting anything, the one thing you want to make sure is that you download the EchoCam's HomeCam 720 app. It's on Google Play. It's also on the App Store. You want to make sure that you download that to your favorite mobile device. Alright? So once you've downloaded that to your favorite mobile device, then you want to pull these items out of the box and then follow the directions I'm about to show you. Now we're going to be using a Netgear wireless router. Some people have D-Link routers, some people have Linksys routers. You might have a router from your ISP provider. All those wireless routers pretty much work the same. So if you follow what I'm about to show you, again, you'll be able to have your cam up and running very quickly. To begin with, we're going to take the Ethernet cord here, and let's get this unwrapped. And we're going to plug this in to the back of the cam, just like that. Next, we're going to plug the other end of the Ethernet into the back of the wireless router. Next, we're going to take the power cord and we're going to plug that into the back of the cam. Just like that. Very simple, very easy. And then we're going to plug this into some power. Now, once you plug your cam in, if you're looking in the back, you're going to see some lights starting to line up. It's connecting to your network, and the camera has to calibrate before we can try to access it with the app. So you're going to hear it click, you're going to see it rotate like it is right now. It's calibrating, and then after it's done doing its full spins on calibration, it will then turn around and click 2 more times. So we want to wait for those 2 clicks as well. And there they are. So once the camera has calibrated and we have heard the clicks, that means your camera is ready to access with the app. So we'll open that up. You can see the Echo HomeCam 720 app. And then when you first open it up, it's going to say click plus to add your first camera. Now the plus sign is right up here in the upper right hand corner. So if you just click that, it's going to list the fields that are needed for your camera to connect. Now you can enter those in manually if you want, but if you look down below, you're going to see scan QR code. And that's what we're going to press. We're going to press scan QR code. And that's going to bring up the scanner. Now if you look at the bottom of your camera, there's going to be a QR code right here at the bottom, and that's what we want to scan. And then it'll pick it up and it'll flip back to the screen and it'll preload the camera name, the camera ID, and also the account username. Now the password is going to be left blank. Now if you've read the manual, you'll know that the default username and the default password for your cam when you first receive it is admin and admin. So the default username is admin and the default password is admin. So when you scan the QR code, you need to enter that password. So I'm going to click on password and I'm going to just type in admin. Once you've typed it in, up in the upper right hand corner, you'll see save. And you just press that. And there it will connect to the cam. So we'll just click on that, just so you can see. Give it a second here. So now we're connected to the cam, so we can rotate it right. We can rotate it left. We have full access to the cam. So let me exit out of there. Now, once you've connected it, because right now we're connected with the Ethernet, now we want to connect to Wi-Fi. We also want to show you where the user passwords are set, because you want to secure your cam. You do not want to leave your password under admin, because if somebody should get into your network and access that camera, if they just want to test some default passwords like admin, you know, they would gain access. So we're going to show you where to reset your username and password. We're also going to show you where to format your SD card for it. Now, the one thing I want to bring up real quick here is with the SD card, this camera has a lot of features. So you can set record scheduling, you can set alarm, an alarm schedule. You can set up snapshots to be received by email. But to do those interfaces, you will need to insert an SD card into your camera. So now that we have our camera connected, if you look right here, and this will be the main screen that you'll end up going to when you access your cams, or when you open up the app and you have a cam added, it's going to look like this. You'll see a little info icon right to the right of the camera. So if you click that, there'll be a menu. It'll say Wi-Fi, user, email, alarm, SD card, time. So you can set the time on your camera. All that stuff's explained in our user manual. But I want to cover some points here. I'm going to go down to user. It's the second one on the list. So if you click on user, this is where you would change your passwords for your cam. And that would help secure it, or I should say that will secure it. Now the biggest thing with passwords is you don't want them any longer than 16 characters, and you don't want to use any special characters. You only want to use letters and numbers when creating passwords for your cams, for your access points to your cams. So again, that's under user. I'm just going to back up and show you that one more time. So when you're at your cam, if you click the info icon, and then on the list you go to user, that's where you will access the interfaces for the apps to access your cam. This is where you change your passwords, okay? Now passwords, again, can only be a max of 16 characters in length, and they can only contain letters or numbers, all right? So let me go back one more time. The second thing I want to cover is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is right at the top of the list. So right now we're connected by Ethernet. We're going to connect this camera with Wi-Fi. So I'm going to click on Wi-Fi, and this will run a search for your local Wi-Fi network at your home. So once it finds it, and if it doesn't pick it up right away, just rescan it. It should pick it up. And there we go. So click on your local Wi-Fi network and then enter your password for your Wi-Fi network. And once you have your password entered, press connect. And then it's going to tell you it's connecting to Wi-Fi, and then you can click OK. So once you do that, let me back out of here now. Once you've told your camera to connect to Wi-Fi, it does take about 30 seconds to 60 seconds for it to connect. You're going to see it click a couple more times, it's going to recalibrate and respin a couple more times. Again, since we're breaking the connection with the Ethernet cable and we're now connecting through Wi-Fi, it's going to want to recalibrate. All right? And in that process, believe it or not, it's going to pick up, when we have this connection here with the cable, it was assigned an IP, but now that we're connecting to Wi-Fi, it's going to be connecting through a Wi-Fi IP. So a lot of things are happening. Just allow it the time to recalibrate. And there's the clicks we're waiting for. So now we're connected to Wi-Fi. Since we're connected to Wi-Fi, I can now take this and disconnect it. Set this over here real quick. Alright, so what's nice about Wi-Fi, once you've connected it to Wi-Fi, you can now take this camera, you can unplug it, you can move it to your bedroom, you can move it to your living room, you can move it to your kitchen, wherever you want to place it in your house. Just remember, anytime you unplug it to power it down and move it, and then plug it back in, okay, it's gonna recalibrate. So let it recalibrate before you try to connect with it on your app. Also, when you switch it from the Ethernet over to Wi-Fi, for about 2 or 3 minutes, it's gonna say connecting, connecting, offline, connecting on your app. That is normal, okay? That's because this is the first time we're switching the interface from an Ethernet cable over to Wi-Fi, and it does take some time for the recalibration to set, pick up that new IP address, and then reconnect with the app. So that is normal. Just let it take that minute or two and reconnect with the app. In the meantime, I'll put in the SD card. So again, if you do not have a micro SD card for your cam, you can go to echocams.com and you can get one at the store at echocams.com. The max size again is 32 gigabytes. If you go larger than that, your photos, your videos that you're recording to your SD card will not work. I just want you to realize that it has a max capacity size of 32 gigabytes for this camera. So I'm going to open this up and pull out the micro SD card, and then we'll get that inserted. So there's the gold bars, the gold knocks on the micro SD card, and of course this is the back side of the SD card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these gold bars and we're going to face them down into the back of the cam. So right here is the micro SD slot. It's right underneath the antenna. So I'm going to take those gold bars and I'm going to flip them down and I'm going to insert the micro SD card. Now it's a spring switch for the SD card. So all you do is push it in until it clicks, and then it'll stay in, okay? And then also you can remove it that way too as well. Just push it and then it'll release and you can pull it out. So now we have the SD card in the cam too as well. And now our cam is online. So let me re-access the cam to show you. And as you can see, we have access to our cam and we're on Wi-Fi. Let me back out of there. So again, now we can move this camera anywhere throughout the house that we want. The last thing I want to show you is, since we put in the micro SD card, we're going to click that info icon again, and we're going to go down the list to SD card. And then at the bottom, you're going to see format SD card. Click on that, and then I'll ask you if you want to format it. Click yes, and that'll format your SD card for the camera. You back up. There, so now we have complete access to our cam. It's on Wi-Fi. I can relocate this anywhere throughout the house I want. I have an SD card in it, so when I set up alarm settings, if I set up an alarm schedule, a recording schedule, if I set up snapshots to be emailed, all those situations now will also be captured on the SD card. The one thing I want to make clear to you is this camera has a ton of features. So please take the time to also go through the entire user's manual. It's going to show you how those features work, how you can access them, and believe it or not, it will also show you how to access your cam as well through your desktop or laptop interface that's connected to your Wi-Fi network as well. So take the time to go through that user's manual. There's a lot of information, and as I said, this cam has a lot of features. But that's how easy it is to set up your Echo HomeCam 720. So take the time, follow the steps we just showed you, and set up your cam, and we hope you enjoy it. Being able to check in on your house, your family, whenever you want to, right from your mobile device.